I think simplistically, we always think like need more case volume, need to, sign more cases, need a higher quality cases. I just want the big ones, right? I just want catastrophic, right? If we're in the, the PI space. Um, but there's a lot of revenue to be gained by tightening up systems and operations.
And
And
some
yes,
of it's simple. Some of it is you have a law firm that has 30, let's say it has 30 lawyers. A handful of those lawyers have been in the industry for a long time and are damn good at what they do. They're great litigators. And then there's a handful of them that have been in the industry for a long time, but stayed out of the litigation game. And they're really good at working and settling the cases of lower or mid value. And then you have a handful of them that are going to be a little greener, right? They're the ones that are 1 to 5 years out of law school. They're still learning the industry, learning the best practices, learning from those old heads in the other two groups, and having a system in place where if you want to settle a case for under policy limits, it needs to go to a committee of a dozen lawyers in your firm or however many you have, right? If you got 10 lawyers of 5 lawyers, it needs to go to a committee where everybody looks at it, pokes holes in it, finds ways to get more value out of the case for the client. And then you go back to the drawing board and try to get that. Or in some cases, you do it and go, yeah, you need to settle this and you need to settle it now because like what you're getting is we think that's all we're going to get. Um, and that's that one simple adjustment. If they put that in place at many law firms do it, but more don't do it. That alone will increase your case values by thousands. It's just a system you have to put in place. It is a roadblock, right?
yeah,
Is not easy. And then if you have a larger firm with legacy lawyers there, right? You got to get them to come on board a new system. And a lot of law firms that have lawyers there for a long time, it's at the point where they kind of operate on their own.
yep,
Uh, and so they have to come back into a rigid system to help increase those case values, which, hey, you increase your case values, guess what? Now you can spend more on marketing. You can have higher cost per acquisition, going from 4 to 5,000 on a cost per acquisition.
no
It,
problem.
no problem when all of a sudden your case fee goes from 12 to 16.
Yeah, I yes, I think so much can be gained. From first auditing kind of end to end.
Hmm.
And, no, we do not work with every single law firm for everything, but when we do, it's a beautiful thing because we have the ability to audit every step and see where we're having drop off, anything like that. And one of the things that we often will do is we will listen to intake calls. And I cannot tell you how many times you probably already know what I'm going to say. I'm auditing and there's no answer.
Yeah.
And there's some, and I'm not gonna, industry wide, I think it's something between like 30 and 40% of calls are not answered.
Yeah, and that's
So think
another area where I was in a little bubble after coming out of house because our systems, credit to the COO and the intake director and all that over there, which had the pleasure of working hand in hand with on so many things. The systems they built out were so fantastic that like calls didn't. There's always going to be some calls that get missed or glitched out or something like that, but it was like we didn't miss calls. And then when I would jump into a call rail for a law firm that just wasn't as sophisticated, holy crap, you're missing 20 something percent of your calls that are coming in
Yeah, yeah,
and
it's painful.
they're just going to a voicemail and the voicemail is horrible and no one's going to leave a voicemail. They just don't do that. Right. Or even so after hours, right. Not just spending a little extra money, sending them to an after hours, answering service at a minimum.
Yep.
Um,
So these are really like quick wins to close like gaps or leaks
mhm.
within the funnel as far as money being spent without return on it, right? And it's not the funnest thing to talk about, but with to your point, the rising cost of acquiring quality leads, you have to answer the phone.
Yeah.
You
And
have
that's
to have
where
it.